Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Jasniv BL Stories. Then let's get into the story, yeah?
Jiang Chen, an ordinary modern man, suddenly wakes up inside the world's most famous ancient Chinese BL tragedy drama. Unfortunately, he doesn't become the heroic male lead or the gentle male wife. He becomes the infamous villain brother-in-law, the younger brother of the great general, the person every viewer hated, the man responsible for destroying everyone's happiness. Knowing every future event, Jiang Chen realizes one horrifying truth. He is destined to die the most miserable death in the entire drama. So begins his desperate attempt to rewrite fate before history repeats itself. Act 1. The villain everyone hates. The empire fears the powerful General Jiang Xuan. To weaken the Jiang family, the emperor forces him to marry another man, Shen King, the abandoned son of a marquis family who was framed by his stepmother and disowned. Although married by imperial decree, the couple never trust each other. Standing between them is Jiang Chen, the spoiled youngest son of the Jiang family. Every day he whispers lies into his mother's ears. The new husband is disrespectful. He's secretly meeting another man. He still loves his former fiancée, the Minister of Right's daughter. Their mother believes every word. She forces Shen King to kneel for hours, refuses him proper meals, punishes him over every small mistake. Meanwhile, Jiang Chen secretly tells his elder brother, "I heard your husband is still in love with his childhood sweetheart." The general becomes colder and colder. Misunderstandings grow. Yet in front of Shen King, Jiang Chen pretends to be the only kind person in the household. He quietly sighs. Brother actually has someone he truly loves. You shouldn't blame him. Thus, Shen King trusts the only person secretly destroying his marriage, exactly like the original drama. Act 2. More tragedies. The general's first wife from years ago has died mysteriously after giving birth. Second marriage was to a male Shen King, as emperor orders, but their marriage is broken from the beginning. The family forces him into another marriage. His new wife appears gentle, but Jiang Chen immediately senses something terrifying. She smiles too perfectly. Every servant around her disappears. She secretly manipulates the household. She and Jiang Chen constantly fight. Neither trusts the other. Later, she plotted against Shen King and made him fall into Cold Lake and suffer severe illness in bedridden. Meanwhile, the third brother's brilliant son becomes the youngest top scholar. He falls deeply in love with a poor village girl, but Jiang Chen's close friend secretly loves the scholar. To help his friend, Jiang Chen helps his friend frames the common girl by drugging her and ruining his reputation. She is driven from the capital. The scholar is forced towards Jiang Chen's friend instead. Everything appears successful until the third brother discovers every scheme. The evidence is undeniable. The entire Jiang family learns the truth. The lies, the manipulation, the broken marriage, the destroyed love. Everyone is furious. For the first time, Jiang Chen stands completely alone. He weeps, saying he only schemed a little, never anything serious, but no one believe him. Act 3. The worst ending. The family exiles Jiang Chen from the capital. On the journey, unknown enemies secretly change the destination. Instead, he is delivered to the feared Prince Regent bed at a rainy night, the emperor's own nephew. A terrifying man feared by the entire empire, poisoned by the emperor years ago, confined to a wheelchair, violent, paranoid, merciless. That very night, the poison attacks. The regent believes Jiang Chen drugged him. In his madness, he kills Jiang Chen. News reaches the Jiang family. Despite hating Jiang Chen, they cannot accept such injustice. The general marches against the regent. The regent retaliates. War erupts between both families. Assassins sent from both sides. Thousands die. The Jiang family falls. The regent's household is destroyed. Only after both sides perish, the truth is finally uncovered. Everything had been orchestrated by one person, the emperor. He murdered the general's first wife. He purposely married Shen King as male concubine to the general to humiliate him and ruin him. He planted spies inside the Jiang family. The general's third wife was his spy. Jiang Chen's closest friend worked for him. The scandal involving the scholar's lover had been manipulated. Jiang Chen's exile was planned. The regent's poison was given by the emperor. Even the second brother had been kidnapped as a child on imperial orders, raised as a servant in a poor village, and left with permanent brain damage after an untreated fever. The emperor had spent decades destroying everyone from the shadows. The tragedy everyone blamed on one villain had always belonged to the throne. Act 5. Rebirth. Jiang Chen opens his eyes. He has returned to the first day after entering the drama. He curses the system for forcing him to act the same as villain brother-in-law in past life. Good thing is, he's free from the system in this life. He still carries every memory of his horrible death. This time, he refuses to become the villain. Pain. The feeling of his neck being crushed by the Prince Regent's hand still lingered in his memory. Jiang Shen suddenly opened his eyes, gasping for air. The luxurious bedroom of the Jiang Manor came into view. The familiar red wedding decorations hanging outside the window immediately made his heart tremble. Yesterday, his elder brother, General Jiang Shu, had married Shen King under the emperor's imperial decree. That meant today was the second day of their marriage. His hands shook uncontrollably. He was truly back before every tragedy had begun, back before he had destroyed his own family with his own hands. Tears silently rolled down his face. I really came back. In his previous life, everyone cursed him as the greatest villain of the Jiang family. They believed every cruel thing had been his own choice. No one knew that from the moment he transmigrated into the famous tragedy drama, a mysterious villain system had bound himself to him. Every mission was absolute. Spread rumors about Shen King. Turn Lady Jiang against him. Destroy the relationship between General Jiang Shu and Shen King. Frame innocent people. Whenever Jiang Shen hesitated, whenever he refused, an icy, mechanical voice echoed inside his mind. Warning, host is refusing the original storyline. Punishment beginning. Unbearable pain tore through every bone in his body. If he still resisted, the system simply seized control. His consciousness remained awake while his own body smiled, lied, manipulated, and committed every cruel act exactly according to the original script. He could only watch helplessly as his own hands destroyed innocent lives. He screamed, he begged, he wanted to stop, but he never possessed control over himself. Everyone believed he was born evil. No one knew he had been nothing more than a puppet. Then came the final mission. Deliver yourself to the Prince Regent's residence. He refused. For the first time, he resisted with everything he had. The system forcibly took over his body. He watched helplessly as he walked into the Prince Regent's palace. He watched the poison attack. He watched the regent mistake him for an assassin. He watched himself die. And even after his death, his family and the regent destroyed each other, exactly as the original drama demanded. The emperor was the only winner. Just then, the familiar mechanical voice echoed once more. Jiang Shen's face instantly turned pale. No, I won't do it again. The voice spoke without emotion. Detecting host. The original storyline terminated. Villain ending completed. Mission failed. A long silence followed. Then, for the first time, the voice became strangely gentle. Host has exceeded all mandatory storyline requirements. Villain system shutting down. Control authority released. Body ownership returned to host. Thank you for your service. Tiny golden fragments of light floated before Jiang Shen's eyes. The transparent screen cracked like shattered glass. One line after another disappeared forever. System erased. Silence filled the room. No more orders, no more punishment, no more invisible chains controlling his body. Jiang Shen slowly raised his trembling hands. He clenched them tightly. For the first time since entering this world, these hands truly belonged to him. He laughed, then laughed harder. Finally, tears streamed down his face as years of fear, guilt, and helplessness poured out. He had survived. He was finally free. He looked toward the morning sunlight outside the window and silently made a vow. In my last life, I played the villain forced by a system. He slowly stood up. His eyes no longer held despair, only determination. In this life, he opened the bedroom door and stepped into the corridor where fate was waiting for him once again. A calm smile appeared on his face. I'll write a new ending myself. Jiang Chen opens his eyes on the second day of the forced marriage, when his elder brother, the undefeated Jiang Shu, was forced by imperial decree to marry the male noble Shen King. The entire Jiang manor is filled with anger and humiliation. Servants whisper that the mighty general has become the laughingstock of the capital. Noble families mock the Jiang clan behind closed doors. Just as in the past life, Jiang Shu refuses to enter the bridal chamber. Shen King spends the wedding night alone, still dressed in his wedding robes, while the general sleeps in the military study. The next morning is the family tea ceremony. Shen King kneels before the Jiang matriarch to serve tea. Before he can raise the cup, Lady Jiang deliberately knocks it from his hands. The hot tea splashes over Shen King's fingers. Someone from a ruined marquis's family dares enter my Jiang household. She orders him to kneel for the entire day. Jiang Zhen remembers that in his previous life, he had laughed and encouraged his mother's cruelty. This time, he suddenly throws himself onto his mother's lap. "Mother, if His Majesty hears that our family abused the person he personally married into our house, won't the Emperor think we're disrespecting the imperial decree?" The room instantly becomes silent. Lady Jiang's expression changes. She can insult Shen King in private, but openly disobeying the Emperor is another matter. Unable to argue, she coldly orders Shen King to stand. For the first time, someone has protected him. Shen King quietly looks at Jiang Chen with surprise. Act 2. The Kind Younger Brother. Jiang Chen knows trust cannot be earned overnight. Instead of acting like a saint, he continues pretending to be the spoiled youngest son everyone already knows. Whenever he visits Shen King, he secretly brings fresh meals from the kitchen, warm winter clothing, medicine, and books. He smiles innocently. "I stole these from Mother. Don't tell her." Shen King cannot help smiling. When servants refuse to obey Shen King's orders, Jiang Chen loudly complains. "Why aren't you listening to my sister-in-law? If you make him angry, he'll complain to me." The servants obey immediately because they fear Lady Jiang's favorite son. Little by little, Shen King begins trusting Jiang Chen. He believes Jiang Chen is the only warm-hearted person in the Jiang family. Act 3. Repairing the marriage. Jiang Chen remembers every misunderstanding from the original story. Anonymous love letters, false rumors, forged gifts. Every one of them was planted by spies working for the Emperor. Instead of allowing them to spread, Jiang Chen secretly intercepts the letters before they reach the general.
He investigates the handwriting and discovers the same servant always delivers them. After quietly gathering evidence, he exposes the servant. Meanwhile, he constantly praises Shen King in front of Lady Jiang. Mother, brother's husband has been managing the household accounts perfectly. He copied Buddhist scriptures for father's memorial. He personally prepared your medicine. Lady Jiang slowly softens. Jian Chen also forces Jian Shu and Shen King into awkward situations together. He arranges family dinners, invites them to festivals, locks them inside the ancestral library during heavy rain. The general finally begins seeing Shen King's true kindness. One snowy evening, Jian Shu silently enters Shen King's room carrying a blanket. It is the first time he willingly crosses the doorway.
Act 4. The Forgotten Daughter. Zhang Shen secretly investigates the mysterious death of his elder brother's first wife. Everyone believed her little daughter brought bad luck. The frightened child was abandoned in a distant mountain village. Years later, Zhang Shen finds her living with an elderly farming couple. She has grown into a gentle young woman despite years of hardship. Instead of hating her family, she simply asks, "Is father healthy?" Zhang Shen cannot hold back his tears. He brings her home. Many servants object. Lady Zhang feels ashamed. Shang King becomes the first person to welcome the girl with open arms. Instead of replacing her mother, he tells her, "You will always be your mother's daughter." Gradually, the Zhang family rebuilds his relationship with his child. The once broken family finally feels complete. Act 6. Saving the Scholar. The third brother's son becomes the youngest top scholar in the empire. He falls in love with a kind village girl. Zhang Shen's childhood friend secretly loves the scholar and begs him to interfere. In his previous life, he helped frame the innocent girl. This decision destroyed countless lives. This time, he refuses. Instead, he secretly investigates. He discovered someone else planned to drug the girl and ruin her reputation while making it appear that Zhang Shen was responsible. Zhang Shen exposes the conspiracy during a public banquet. Zhang Shen's childhood friend admits jealousy and apologizes. The scholar and the village girl remain together. For the first time, Zhang Shen breaks another part of the tragic original story. Act 7. Bringing Home the Lost Brother. Zhang Shen remembers that his second brother was kidnapped years earlier. Following clues from his previous life, he searched village after village. Eventually, he finds a thin young man living as a servant. Years of untreated illness left him mentally confused. The Zhang family finally reunites. Shang King personally cares for him. The general hires the empire's best physicians. Recovery is slow, but year after year, the second brother improves. Then, Zhang Shen uses knowledge from his previous world. He teaches soap making, detergent production, and antiseptic alcohol preparation. Their workshops become famous throughout the empire. The Zhang family becomes wealthy without relying only on military achievements. Act 8. The Regent. While investigating the conspiracy, Zhang Shen meets the feared Prince Regent. The romance between MC and ML arc. Knowing the Prince Regent was never truly evil, Jiang Chen secretly investigates the poison. He discovers rare medicinal herbs growing deep inside snowy mountains can temporarily suppress the poison. Disguised as a traveling physician, he enters the Prince Regent's residence. The Prince Regent immediately recognizes him. The famous Jiang family's youngest master? Jiang Chen calmly lies. I merely know a few medical techniques. During treatment, Jiang Chen massages several pressure points near the regent's temples. Within minutes, the years-long splitting headache eases. For the first time in years, the regent sleeps peacefully. The next morning, Jiang Chen tries to leave. The regent grabs his sleeve. My head hurts again. Jiang Chen checks his pulse. It doesn't. The regent calmly replies, "It will if you leave." Soon, every servant notices something strange. The terrifying Prince Regent refuses to sleep unless Jiang Chen is nearby. During meetings, he casually orders, "Bring my pillow." Everyone naturally prepares silk pillows. The regent points at Jiang Chen instead. "No, that one." Completely speechless, Jiang Chen is dragged over. The regent rests his head on Jiang Chen's shoulder with complete satisfaction. My headaches disappear. Jiang Chen's face turns bright red. "Your Highness, I'm not a pillow." The regent closes his eyes. "You are now." From then on, every time Jiang Chen tries to leave, the regent invents ridiculous excuses. "My poison is acting up." "My shoulder hurts." "I cannot read reports alone." "My wheelchair feels uncomfortable." Eventually, even the palace servants begin whispering. The Prince Regent doesn't need medicine. He needs young Master Jiang. Jiang Chen cannot understand why the cold, ruthless man from his previous life now behaves so strangely around him. What he doesn't know, in the previous timeline, the regent accidentally killed the only person who had ever eased his pain. In this new life, even before remembering everything, his heart had already decided he would never let Jiang Chen disappear again. Finale. The New Empire. Together, Jiang Chen, General Jiang Shu, Shen King, and the Prince Regent uncovered decades of evidence proving the old emperor orchestrated every tragedy. Rather than seize the throne himself, the regent supports the virtuous crown prince. The corrupt emperor is removed from power. The young crown prince becomes the new emperor. The regent serves as grand regent. General Jiang Shu becomes grand marshal. Shen King reforms the imperial administration. Jiang Chen oversees trade and industry, introducing new inventions that improve the lives of ordinary people. Across the empire, storytellers gather in tea houses to perform romantic tales about the brilliant young lord who changed fate and the cold regent who could only sleep peacefully while holding him close. Jiang Chen smiles as he watches the crowds laugh and cheer. He whispers, "In my last life, I played the villain written by fate. In this life, I wrote my own ending."
Hey, don't forget to give thumbs up, give me a comment, and subscribe to see part 2. Now let's get into the story.